Hey there, soccer freaks. This is ATL On Fire, the podcast where we talk all things Atlanta United Football Club. So sit back, buckle up, enjoy.
I think until Franco is truly integrated into the side, it's hard to say. He's had 2 starts, and for whatever reason, last night he only lasted to halftime. I think you were saying you thought might have been tactical. I was assuming that he had some slight knock and they were being cautious, but
I felt like it was tactical. Just Walks is a pretty physical, great one-on-one defender, and if they were going to score, it was going to be somebody up front doing something physical that Walks was going to be able to shut down. So I felt like, again, it was Heinze giving Franco a little bit more of a slow roll in, and in Walks, who has been playing pretty decently up into this point. You can blame his lack of vision to your point, but I think in terms of just being reliable as somebody to step up in the second half, I think it was, my guess is it was tactical and also hoping, is not an injury from Alan Franco or a Nick or whatever.
So. I hope not. Here's where I'll let you rant, Mikey Dobbs.
Yeah.
Atlanta United, communications of injuries, go.
Oh, are you kidding me? I don't even know if Barca's alive. He may. I mean, is he back in Brazil? No, Argentina.
Is he having a rendezvous with one of the other players' wives? Who knows?
I know. So again, this is where the club leaves us to speculate and go down, roads that we don't need to as fans. And I don't understand why they can't say, look, it's a hamstring injury. We're taking it day by day. Like maybe they are, and I feel like
no, they're not, because well, not to say we're not the first class media, but the rest of the media, besides the ATL On Fire with the inside scoop, they're saying the same things. We don't know anything.
Yeah. And Jurgen Damm, same situation. And same with, we'll get to the right back, Ronald Hernandez.
Yeah. And Rossetto the same way. We should talk about, no information.
Yeah. His situation, I thought I read something the other day about, there was an update on Rossetto, and I forget.
Yeah, the update is that so because we can only have a certain number of internationals, and even though we used TAM money to buy an international slot, brilliant, by the way. Who knew you could do that?
You know what we did, because that was one of our trivia questions back in the day.
Yes, thanks to Mikey Dobbs. We knew. You heard it here first on the ATL On Fire. But outside of that, so we can only have a certain number of internationals, and so when they got Alan Franco, he's another international spot. So Rossetto is Brazilian, and apparently he's been back in Brazil the whole time trying to get a visa so that he doesn't count as an international. But we didn't learn that from Atlanta United. We learned that from some of the South American media who's been tweeting about it. I mean, come on, why can't they tell us that too?
It's infuriating, and I do not understand. There's no benefit at all from not being clear on what the situation is.
It's really disrespectful to the fans, right? You don't have to always be 100% honest. There's reason to be cagey at times or whatever, but not to give information at all is disrespectful. People are turning out 40,000, and I don't usually say this, 40,000, 70,000 per game. And you have a bit of a right to know, about whether a player is not on the field because it's coach tactical, or because it's, visa, or because it's injury. Well, you have a right to know.
Well said. That was your rant. That wasn't even my rant. See, look at you. All right. So going around the horn, Miles Robinson, how do you think his play's been?
I think he's been outstanding. He's had a couple of moments where he just made like a boneheaded first touch, or the one where he swung and missed that we just talked about. And you can't sort of believe that. But I feel like the more he gets comfortable with Sosa in the middle of him, in the middle of the center back pairing at times, and the more he gets comfortable with who I think is going to be Alan Franco, reading the game next to him, I think, we have the possibility of having a center back pairing where you just know, even going into the playoffs, that we're not going to give up a goal.
Yeah. I will say, I feel like Miles has really matured in the last year and a half. Like, I know you were even saying like, well, let's wait and see how Miles, but he really, I feel, has become much more consistent on, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to make a bonehead move. And like you said, the ball came across in that one game and he didn't get his foot on it. And
yeah, but that's something you don't really even critique the player. Like, okay,
yeah.
that's weird and weird didn't happen. But
Yeah.
what you really, the things that you, as a coach, you can live with all that. That's not going to really hurt you. It's such a fluke. It's not going to happen. But, you know, unless it starts happening all the time. But the thing that you can't live with is something that most people don't really see. Like I was talking about with walks, right? You cannot live with a guy not reading it and coming over. And if you watch Robinson, unlike walks, he's always coming over, being that second guy, making the right play. He's aggressive about it. And under Heinze, he's clearly, well, all of the back four, but he's been given the license to be aggressive. And that's amazing, because when he's aggressive, he's so good at winning the ball. He's so physical. And that means we win balls at midfield. And, you know, for those of you who were listening to the podcast for the last couple of years, we talked so much about De Boer's team's failure to win the ball at midfield and having to go back to our own goal constantly. And that is not true with Heinze, and it's not true under this system. And Miles Robinson is thriving in that.
So do you think Heinze will help Walk's development as well?
Presumably, you know, the one question you have as a coach in general is, you know, can you coach that? The reading of the game and seeing the next whatever. A guy like Sosa just makes that decision right all the time. I think Miles Robinson makes that decision right most of the time. I think he'll get that extra 5% maybe in watching Sosa, who's at 23, people, to watch Sosa make decisions. If you want to learn as a player, if you're a player out there and you're listening to the podcast, or if you're a parent of a player and you're listening to the podcast and you want your kid to thrive, go to a game, not on TV where you can't watch a single player. Go to a game and just tell your kid to watch Sosa for 20 minutes straight.
Yep.
And just see the way he's looking, reading, moving. It's absolutely brilliant. And he does not have, you know, the things that every American coach and every American tryout goes for. He's not fast. He's not super strong. He's got a weird way of playing the balls that are not, like, some of the balls look like they almost aren't going to get there. Like 30 yards is maybe a little too long for his passing. He just looks like he's got all kinds of deficiencies, but he's always winning the ball. He's making great decisions. He's probing. And even the few times he's gone forward, his runs into the box are absolutely brilliant. He's been forward probably, you know, 2 times a game. And every time he goes forward, he's a danger to score.